All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are you all doing? You're back with HIIT SEO with session number 7. How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat. Yes, thanks for asking, Harsh. I'm doing much better, but still there's a little bit of fatigue, and that's apparently quite common. And it's going to take a little more while for me to be 100%, I suppose. But having said that, I'm pretty much back to normal. I think I can uh, get back to conducting all the sessions. So yes, yeah, my mom's also doing it. In fact, she's doing absolutely great. She recovered much sooner than I did because she had been vaccinated already, completely vaccinated. So yes, how's everyone doing? How was your break of 2 weeks of not writing content and doing SEO? Did you guys do anything? It was boring, says Razin. Yeah, I can imagine. I guess, since you guys didn't have anything to do, anything to work on. But yes, let's get back to business. And thank you, Mudita. And I'm glad to be back too. And I'm glad to be back to taking sessions. Yeah. Nice, Ahmad. Seems like you caught up on all the movies that you wanted to watch. So did I actually. I took the time to I had not watched Netflix and all of those things for a very long time. So I was like, okay, maybe this break that I had to take, I use that time to like completely rest and recover. And yeah. So how's the assignment number 6 for you guys? What did you do? How did you feel when you were doing your assignment? And what are the challenges that you might have faced when you were doing your assignment? Let me know in the chat. Assignment number 6. I hope all of you here who have attended have actually finished assignment number 6. And the cashback for people who might not have received it yet, you will be getting the cashback soon. So don't worry about it. Oh, I got a reply from Broken Backlink. Akshay Kumar says, I've got backlinks because of your methods. Fantastic. Great stuff. Who else got a response and who else got, accepted for that guest post or broken backlink or something like that? Let me know in the chat if you guys had any kind of success with that approach. Thanks for asking, Avinash. I'm doing great. Oh, Jayasti got it too. Oh, nice. Yashpal got one backlink from reply. Fantastic. Mayur says he got a negative reply. What kind of a negative reply was that? Yeah, I know, Razin. It's a lot of people feel that it doesn't work. People won't like do it, but it does work as long as you are actually putting in the effort. It will work. Oh, not interested. It's fine, Maya. Don't worry about it. Not everyone is going to actually respond. Not everyone is going to accept, and it's absolutely fine. And it's a numbers game, right? The more you do it, the more chances you have to go out there and actually get yourself a backlink. So don't worry too much about it. Okay, let's just give one more minute for people to join in. Ratio was one backlink out of 25 emails. That's not a bad ratio at all, Nishpal, to be very honest, which roughly translates to about a 4% conversion rate to emails to getting yourself a backlink, which is not bad at all, which is actually quite the standard out there. So which means that the more you do it, the more chances you have. Aditya says he got a no follow backlink, but a relevant one. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about no follow, do follow, and all of those things. As long as you're building up that effort, you're like pretty much good to go. Any kind of ranking changes, any kind of ranking improvements that you guys are seeing, let me know in the chat if you guys are seeing any kind of traffic coming in. Okay, Razin says he is finding some kind of traffic improvement. What kind of traffic improvement? Rohan says he's finding some traffic improvement. Fantastic. Aditya is ranking on page 1. Congratulations, Aditya. What keyword are you ranking for? If you don't mind telling us about it. Good stuff. That's really nice stuff. Since protein. Okay, I'm guessing it's some kind of a protein supplement. My DR increased in a few weeks, says Razin. Fantastic. That's good to know. That's good progress. Most importantly, guys, it's what matters is, how well you are like actually getting some good quality traffic coming onto your website. So that is more important than anything else. Okay, great. So I think we can get started. Most people are here. Who's ready to get started with session number 7? Just type in start in the chat box and we'll get started with session number 7. And what are we going to be learning in session number 7 is local SEO. We'll be learning about local SEO. Anybody has any idea in terms of what, according to you, is local SEO? Do you guys want to like take a guess at what you think local SEO is? GMB says Vikram and Harsh. So does Aditya. Area-wise, Darshan, yes, that's also correct. Google Business. Rank locally, Apur, that's pretty much accurate. Jesse says Google Business, local business details in Google. Target specific area, says Ramninder Kaur. That's absolutely correct, actually. Google My Business, yes, all of you guys are correct. Some of you are partially correct. Most of you are more than partially correct, which is great. And some of you are actually completely correct, right? So that's what Google My Business or local SEO is all about, rather. Sorry. So local SEO is all about optimizing your online presence so that you attract people offline in the real world, right? So that's what local SEO is all about. It's all about optimizing your online presence so that you attract people offline in the real world, which means it basically is very useful, especially useful for brick and mortar businesses, physical location, businesses that have a physical location, right? So which rely on customers walking in and finding them online to interact with them offline, right? So how can you get people? So far, whatever you have been doing, all the action has been happening online. And now what we're trying to do is that, hey, how can we get people who are looking for certain things online? How can we get them to come offline to a physical store? Now, just because I'm talking about a physical store, a brick and mortar store, and all of those things, it doesn't necessarily mean that if you have an online website, it's not going to be helpful. Of course, it's going to be helpful for an online business as well. I consider myself as an online business. I myself also have optimized and try to set up a Google My Business profile. It has many, many uses, but don't ignore it just because you are a purely online business also. Okay, so try to get it there. It's as a matter of fact, it definitely kind of brings in a trickle of visitors into you. But having said that, it is especially useful when you have a physical store wherein you are trying to get people. So what happens is when mostly the big problem with SEO that you might see for clients is that, hey, what is happening, right? You rank for this particular keywords, but the problem is mine is a very local store, and I would rather have people who are in this locality or who are in this city come into my store or interact with me or do business with me, right? But the problem was that you could only target keywords which are mostly from on a national level. How you were not able to control so far whatever you have done. So let's just call it whatever you have done so far as regular SEO, and local SEO is all about hyper local stuff, right? So far what the problem was that, hey, how am I going to filter out people who are actually in a certain location compared to people who are nationwide, right? So most people can benefit if it is like nationwide, especially if it's a purely online business or anything that relies on multiple locations throughout the country. But how are you going to solve for how are you going to use or implement SEO for physical stores? So that is where local SEO comes into the picture, right? So that is what local SEO is all about, right? So how is local SEO different from what regular SEO, what we have been doing? Is that the main difference is that for local SEO, there is a geographical component to it, right? So a lot of people actually mentioned about it when I asked you guys. So there is a geographical component to it. As you can see, what happens is, unlike organic SEO or regular SEO, where you are trying to rank in organic results. So these are all your organic results. With local SEO, you're trying to rank in what is called as a map pack. How many people have seen something like this? A map pack like this? You might have come across something like this when you're trying to look for a restaurant or something around your house, around your office, or wherever you are, right? It depends on your location. So many people might have seen something like this. This is what is called as a map pack. A map pack gets triggered when a keyword has a geographical component in it. A good example of a geographical component is the name of the city, or do you guys want to take a guess what the other keyword might be? You might have used it yourself actually. Area is also correct. Yes. Apart from that, yes, near me. Nits and Aditya got it right. So did Ritesh and Shekhar. So what happens is you'll see Google itself suggests that, hey, near me, right? So when you do that, what happens is it gives you a bunch of results. A map pack is automatically triggered, and then it goes about showing you companies and businesses which are actually near you in terms of location, right? So well, the most important prerequisite of local SEO is that it needs to have a geographical component to it. You cannot be optimizing for keywords which do not have a geographical component to it at all, right? So it sounds very obvious, but a lot of people kind of miss out on that fact, and they try to rank for they believe that it is a local SEO keyword, but it is actually organic SEO or your regular SEO. That's the kind of keyword that they're actually looking to go after, right? So a very important prerequisite is that there is a geographical component in the name, in the form of your city, in the form of your area, or simply near me, which basically is the proximity. It depends on the proximity of where your actual location is, right? So whenever you do that, a map pack gets triggered. Your job here is to rank within the map pack, right? 1, 2, 3, you can see here. The idea is how can you rank within the map pack itself? Now, exactly like your regular SEO, your organic SEO, there are a bunch of local SEO ranking factors as well. The number one requirement to make sure that you're ranking in local SEO is a complete and optimized Google My Business listing, right? So that is very, very important. Also called as GMB, Google My Business listing. Google My Business is basically your command center, your backend, wherein you control all of these listings. As you can see here, all of these things, all the information that you see here, you control it from your Google My Business, backend or dashboard. So you need to have a complete and optimized Google My Business listing. In fact, even if you don't have a website, you can still do local SEO with just your Google My Business listing, but it definitely makes sense. It's definitely an added benefit for you to have a website for sure, but you can do it without a website also, as long as you have a complete and optimized Google My Business listing. So, Google has been very empathetic towards physical, local, mom and pop, physical brick and mortar stores here, right? So they may or may not actually have a website. For a lot of people, it might not even make sense for them to have a website. So they're like, you know what? It's fine if you don't have a website, as long as you have a complete and optimized Google My Business listing. You guys are like good to go, right? That's number one. Number two is the categories under which you're going to be categorizing your business under, right? So you'll have two things, primary and secondary categories. How many people, you're absolutely right, Ritesh. This itself can be a micro business opportunity. In fact, it's a huge business opportunity, right? So you can go to your local, all the people around your house or around your office or in a certain area for that matter, or in a certain city, and you can go to them and say that, hey, you know what? So whenever people are looking for something like this, these are all the businesses that are appearing. I can help you with your local SEO. You don't even need a website. All you need to do is these are the things that you need to be doing, and this might actually improve your business. This might actually get more people coming into your store. So I can provide that service. In fact, I think batch number 2, we had someone who actually started giving this service out to doctors, which I feel that she's doing a great job with it. And she started doing it at a very low price point, and a lot of doctors. She was also a doctor, so she had access to a bunch of doctors and all of those things. So she was like, hey, you know what, I'm going to help you like promote your clinic using local SEO. And a lot of people signed up for it because there is a very immediate direct impact to how their business is going to work. It is more tangible. You can also argue that it's much more quicker also, right? So which is why I definitely agree to what Ritesh just said. definitely a business opportunity here. If you're trying to become a freelancer, if you want to give this as a service, great, lot of opportunity out here, and so much more easier also for you to do things. And you'll know what I mean by that, right? So coming back to what I was saying, primary and secondary categories. Your primary and secondary categories is very, very important. How many people remember category leadership and everything around category leadership that we discussed in, I think, the orientation session, right? Everybody remembers that, why it is so important to go niche, why it is so important to like choose your category in which you'll be actually planning to compete in, right? So this is probably where it kind of like becomes more and more obvious and more important to choose the right categories that you will be competing in or you will be listing your business under, so that it becomes easier for you to start ranking. So choosing the right categories or choosing where you want to compete in also makes a lot of difference in terms of your local SEO ranking, right? So the next thing that is very important in local SEO is something called as citations, right? Now, what are citations? Citations are nothing but mentions of your website. So what kind of a mention is very, very important here? So your name, address, and phone number, right? Name, address, phone number, NAP, right? Just type in NAP in the chat box if you guys agree to that. Yeah, NAP, okay? Name, address, and phone number. So wherever and however, whatever kind of website your name, address, and phone number of your business is mentioned, it is considered as a citation. Exactly like how your backlinks work, you know, your citations is also on a similar plane to backlinks for local SEO, right? So these citations may or may not have a link. It doesn't matter at all. So as long as a mention of your business name, your business address, and your business phone number is in exactly the same manner across all different websites. If there is a mention, it is considered as a citation. And in local SEO terms, it is more or less like a backlink itself, right? Not citations from any website, it needs to be coming from authoritative website, right? Now, speaking of authoritative website, it is also important, your local SEO ranking factors, it's also important that you build the authority of your website using what? You guys might have already done this in the past, this thing. How do you build your authority of your website? Does anyone want to take a guess in the chat box? Let me know. Backlinks, absolutely, right? So you build the authority of your website using backlinks. So backlinks also has some weightage in local SEO, but not as much weightage as it used to have in your organic and regular SEO, because there are other factors that come into play here. But having said that, having good high quality backlinks to your website and having a website also definitely helps you in your local SEO. So having good authority for your website also matters a lot, right? Like I said, backlink profile of your website. And while you're doing your on page, if this is, say, for example, you're doing local SEO for a local business of yours, so it definitely makes sense for you to optimize the on page that you have been doing so far and mention the location name in your on page elements like a title, description, H1 tags, H2 tags, alt tags, and all of these places. And in your content itself, it definitely helps for you to add the location for which you're trying to optimize and for under which you're trying to actually rank that particular website for, right? So location name in the on-page elements also matters a lot. Now, these are all the factors that you can actually control. These are actually the factors that you can actually go out there and say that, okay, this is how I want to do it, blah, 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 and all of those kind of things. But there are certain things where you have minimal control or have zero control when it comes to local SEO, right? When it comes to minimal control, it is your reviews and ratings. How many reviews has your website or your business rather? How many reviews have you got on your Google My Business profile, right? And what is the average rating? So these two factors is also very, very important. So the more the reviews, the more the rating, the higher the ratings, the more chances of your website ranking on top or ranking within the local map pack itself. Now, I say minimal control because not everyone is going to voluntarily go out there and like, you know, drop reviews for businesses that they do business with. How many times have you actually gone out there and given a business a review or rating unless they asked you to do it? No, just let me know in the chat box, right? Almost never, right? So last session, I guess I asked you guys to like help me cross 500 reviews, and you guys were like very nice enough to like actually help me cross those 500 reviews. But if I had not asked you, that thought wouldn't have even crossed your mind, right? That thought wouldn't have even crossed your mind that, hey, I want to leave this person, this business, some kind of a review and rating. So it is your job to kind of prompt or encourage your users to leave reviews and ratings. And obviously, not everyone is going to do it. So try to push and get as many as possible. So the more reviews you have, the more ratings that you have, the more higher the chances of ranking within the map pack. So you have minimal control over here. You can't like put a gun to your customer's head or whoever that you're trying to like, get reviews and ratings from. You can't put a gun to their head and say that, hey, if you don't leave a review and rating, I'm gonna like pull the trigger or something like that, right? So this is minimal control, but the the factors that you have absolutely zero control over is the proximity to city center. I mean, here also probably you can say minimal control. And the most important thing, proximity to the searches. So what do I mean by proximity? The distance between your business and the person who's looking for your business. Say, for example, you are looking for mobile shops near me, and it is only going to show you mobile shops which are actually near you, right? Which is what the proximity here means, right? So the distance between the business and the person who's looking for that information or looking for that business. So you can't control it, unfortunately. You can't control where your audience is going to look for that. So if because of that, depending on where you are in the city, the map pack actually changes, right? Because of the proximity and all of those things, especially when they're using keywords like near me. But if they're using keywords like the city name, then it might not be like as much of a change. But again, if somebody is using the city name, then proximity to the city center is what actually makes a huge difference in the way you might be actually ranking in your local SEO, right? So these are all the local SEO ranking factors. Number one is you need to have the most important thing, the most important prerequisite you need to have is a complete and optimized Google My Business listing, which is GMB, and you need to choose the right categories. You need to have consistent and accurate citations and citations from authoritative websites, and you need to have a good backlink profile and therefore good authority of your website, location, name in your on-page elements, good number of reviews and high rating for your business, proximity to the city center, and proximity of the searcher, right? So these are all the local SEO ranking factors. Are we all clear up until this point? Let me know in the chat box. Just type in CC in the chat box if you're clear. Brilliant. Fantastic. So let's quickly jump into how to set up your Google My Business. It's very intuitive. It is very like user friendly. It's very straightforward. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And that's strongly, I mean, this is part of your assignment. You have to do it. So I'll show you how to do it. Go out there and do it yourself. It's very simple to do. It's very intuitive, but there are a lot of things that needs to be filled out. But apart from that, it's actually pretty simple to do. Okay, first I'll show you how mine looks like. So this is how my listing looks like right now, right? So this is my image and this is my name and the number of reviews. So yeah, I crossed 500 reviews thanks to you guys. We're at 501 reviews. So my total average rating is 4.8, and you can see how many views I've got so far in this month. So it's 992 views, and you can see my address, my timings, my website name, and like a bunch of different things, right? So you can add your phone number also if you want to, and photos. I strongly recommend you to add photos and all the review summaries that you will see here, right? So these are all the things that you will be able to see in your listing, right? This is what is going to rank. This is the listing that is going to rank in the map pack. Now, how do you change it? So you have something called as Google My Business, and this is my dashboard for that listing that you just saw. And this is how your backend or the dashboard of Google My Business looks like. So this is your dashboard, and you'll get like a quick overview of all the things that are part of Google My Business. Right? It shows your performance, how many views I got, how many searches, what kind of activity is getting. So this is what I was talking about, right? Although this might not be as impressive or as huge compared to my other kind of traffic that I'm getting, but it's still good enough, right? So these are like high quality views, high quality people coming into my local Google My Business listing. So it's absolutely okay. I really don't mind. So even if your business is purely online, having a Google My Business listing is not going to hurt you. So might as well go ahead and like set it up for yourself. Okay. And it'll show you what are the number of reviews that you've got, what kind of reviews you can reply right here. And you can share your review form here. Like I said, you need to prompt your users to go out there and drop in a review and rating for you, and it'll show you your how complete your business profile is and all of those things. Right now it's 85% because my phone number has been like flagged by somebody, so I need to like go and update it, right? So you can also, like I told you, use this as your own digital property also, right? If you don't have a website and all of those things, even if you have a website, you can use this as a digital asset, right? You can give in, if you have an event, you can add your events. If you have an update, you can add an update like, hey, I'm not going to be, your business is not going to be open, or you're running a sale, you can add an offer here, you can add products here, you can do a bunch of things here, right? So this itself can become your digital asset. This itself can become your digital property for your physical store, or even for an online store if you want to. But for me, it doesn't make so much sense, which is why I've actually not added anything here. So, but you can go out there and like create whatever you want to, if you want to here. So this is all the information that I have. So this is the name. This is the name of my business. In my case, I've given my actual name. In your case, you can use your actual name if you have a personal brand. If you don't have a personal brand, but you actually have a business name, go ahead and like give your business name itself. So here, as you can see, try to add as many keywords as possible, but don't overdo it, right? What is overdoing this called? Don't add too many keywords and all of those things. What is it called? Does anyone remember it? Yeah, keyword stuffing. It's keyword stuffing, Harsh, right? So don't stuff it with keywords. It looks really bad. In fact, what happens is, I think when it comes to local SEO, I'll actually show you a great this thing, SEO, right? So as you can see here, like when I was doing my research, I saw it. Right. So this guy is actually ranking really well for this. But when you open it, you'll see how badly it has been optimized. I mean, nothing against this guy. I think he has done a great job in ranking for these keywords and all of those things. But look at this classic case of keyword stuffing, right? So your idea is not just to rank for this particular keyword. Your idea is to get customers at the end of the day, right? That's what matters, right? So if somebody looks at it like this, and let's look at his like website, and his website is just like stuffed with like keywords, right? So and look at that, right? SEO expert, SEO specialist, SEO consultant. When you look at something like this, do you think that you're going to like actually transact with this guy? Oh wow, so many things. Oh wow, what is happening here? This website is talking to me. So anyway, so look at this, and when you actually look at something like this, do you feel like you want to transact, or do any kind of business with someone like this, right? So again, he has done a great job in actually ranking for this particular keyword, but it's once you actually land up on your website, it's so bad that you're like, you know what, I don't want to like deal with this guy at all, and kind of like gives away the wrong signals to your customers, right? Which is why I keep telling you people that, hey, you know what, focus on your users and not on the algorithms. This is a great example of somebody who has focused too much on the algorithms without having zero focus on the users, right? So does that make sense? Right? Like I said, this is a great example of somebody who has done a great job in terms of optimizing things, but it's a big no-no, right? Does it make sense? Just type in MS in the chat box if it makes sense, right? Fantastic. So don't overdo it, but if you can describe your business using the keywords that you're trying to rank for, do it naturally, do it organically, and it's absolutely okay, right? So exactly what I've done here. So this is what I am: SEO trainer and consultant, content marketing, blah blah blah, and all of those things. I'm actually thinking of changing it a little bit and like making it more specific. So the reason why I can actually say something like SEO consultant in Bangalore, but I don't want to be seen as someone who's just servicing people in Bangalore, which is the reason why I've chosen not to like use certain keywords, which is why I've just like mentioned SEO consultant and all those things. Although I don't have as many hits that are coming in, but I'm still happy with the kind of hits that I'm getting in, right? And most importantly, whoever comes here, I don't want them to get an impression that all this guy is doing is like stuffing their website, right? And what is the kind of impression that you would be giving it your potential customers, right? So now these are your primary and secondary keywords, right? So I want to like compete in as an educational institution, a training center, marketing agency, research institute, and a marketing consultant, right? So these are your primary category and your secondary categories as well, right? So like I said, it is very important to choose the right kind of categories here. So if you're not choosing the right kind of categories, most important criteria for choosing the right category here is to make sure that it actually fits your business. Don't just choose a category because you will be able to like rank better and all of those things. First criteria that it needs to pass, it needs to actually fit your business, and then you basically choose the right kind of category. So you'll get a bunch of different categories. Just make sure you choose the right category for you to go out there and actually use it in all the categories, right? Then you have your address. And so the thing, it's very important that you actually give a physical address. So in this, for the sake of this assignment, you don't actually have to give your actual address. You can give a fake address or whatever it is. But if you're planning to do it for an actual client, or if you're planning to do in this assignment for your own business also, make sure you actually give your accurate, correct address. And the reason why I'm saying this is because to verify your address, to verify your listing, Google will actually send you an OTP to that address. And when I say OTP, they'll send you a letter. They'll send you a physical OTP, right? So they'll send you a number, which is a physical OTP, not on a mobile phone. They'll send you a letter. Depends on the city, depends on where you live. Some cities might take like a week, 2 weeks. I got mine in like less than a week, considering I'm in Bangalore and all of that. Some people might, so sometimes I'll never get the letter and all of those things. You need to apply it again and again. So again, if you want to make sure it's verified, your listing is verified. And why do you want it to be verified? If you're not verified, any kind of changes you make to your listing goes through a manual review. You won't have access to a lot of different features. So it's definitely recommended that you get it verified. But for the sake of this assignment, if you don't want to reveal your address and all of those things, you don't have to do it at all, right? So service area is nothing but, if you're a restaurant or something like that, if you want to like add a service area saying that, okay, these are all the areas that I service, right? Then you can add it here, and timings is like pretty much self-explanatory. And if you want to add more hours, special hours, and all of those things, you can. And phone number. So, this is why my completion has gone down to 85%. So I need to update my phone number here. And this is, you will get like a profile short name, right? So profile short name is what you can like get for your actual profile. You'll get like a short URL for it. Makes it very easy for you to share your URL around and all of those things. Of course, you can put it in a website. And if you have any kind of appointment links, like say, for example, your clinic or something like that, you can add your Calendly link or any kind of appointment links. If you have any kind of products, you can add your products. If you give any kind of services, add in your services here. So the idea is very simple, guys. The idea is to fill in all the kind of information in Google My Business, which is as relevant. So just fill it up as much as possible. Okay, that's the whole idea. And then you have a description and add like as many photos as possible, right? So, and once you do that, you will be able to see a lot of insights and all of those things. You'll be able to see how many views you're getting, how many customer actions, which is basically visit your website, required directions, calling you, and all of those kind of things. So you can use these insights to actually optimize your GMB a little bit more, or you can show it to your clients if you want to later on in the if you actually decide on providing this as a service. Phone calls, photo views, every kind of insight you'll be able to find here. Basically, like this is analytics, right? So this is basically like analytics. And from what I understand, if I'm not wrong, you won't get access to these analytics if you're not verified. So if you want all of this information, it's very, very important that you actually verify it. So, and then you have the reviews here. You get the list of all the reviews that you have, and you can reply to all of the reviews, any kind of messages, photos, you can add your products, your website. If you want to give access to your GMB to more users, you can do it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add new business, and I'm just going to walk you through the entire process just to like show you guys how it's actually done in real life so that you can also actually go out there and do it eventually, right? So I'm going to do it for HIT SEO itself, just to like show you guys how it's done. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, just put in HIT SEO. And then it'll start building your business profile, right? So like I said, it's very intuitive to actually do it. All you need to do is go to business.google.com, and you'll be able to like start off with this entire process. Very simple to do, but I'll still walk you guys through the entire thing. Okay. So this is my business name. Business category will be, say, so like I said, it'll once you start typing it in, you'll see all the categories that are available for you. But make sure you choose the right kind of category. Like I said, the most important thing that you need to keep in mind when you're choosing the category is to make sure it actually describes your business. Okay. So in my case, let's see if SEO training is available. No, it's not available. So let's say training center, right? So do you guys think that this would actually describe HIT SEO properly? Just give me a yes, no in the chat box, right? Oh, it doesn't? Oh, okay. Let's just keep training center for now. Let's assume that it's a training center as such, right? So I'm going to click on next. So yeah, do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a shop or office? So like I said, it's very important to actually add a location. And in this case, I'm just going to put no, or let me put yes. And you can put like a fake address also, right? So you can put like whatever, blah, blah, blah. The state is Karnataka, then next, right? So do you also serve customers outside this location? Like I told you, if you're a restaurant or something like that, you have like a say 5 kilometer radius under which you'll actually provide delivery and all of those things, right? So in this case, I'm going to choose no, right? And you can put in your contact details. So your phone number, 3456789. Okay. Right. So again, for the sake of this assignment, you can put in a fake number if you want to. But if you want to go ahead and set it up for your own business, if you haven't done this, please go out there and do it with your actual phone number. Absolutely no problem at all. Right. So I'm going to put in my website. Right. You can actually you don't need a website. You can get a free website also from Google. It's pretty bad. I would not recommend you to do that. You guys know how to set up WordPress. Might as well just do that. Right. So I want to put this. Click on next. Right? Choose a way to verify, blah, 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 get your code. It is, oh, okay, great. Or email also. Fantastic. More options. Verify later. Okay. So sometimes it actually gives you an option to verify via phone. Sometimes it doesn't. So if you actually get a verification from a phone, go ahead and do it, or email, go ahead and do it. If it sometimes it prompts you to actually verify your physical location. So if Google prompts you to do that, you have to do it. Otherwise, sometimes like what just happened right now, maybe because of COVID and all of those things, they're actually verifying businesses on phone and email and all of those things, right? So add opening hours. I'm just going to put 24 hours here, right? And do it for all the days that you think your business is going to operate. Click next. Accept messages, yes. Right? And you have about 750 characters, and I strongly recommend that you use all the 750 characters, right? This Premier Training Center. Whatever. Just like use all the 750 characters and just like add in your business description. When you add in your business description, try to add in your keywords also, try to add in your city name also as much as possible so that you're trying to optimize your, Google My Business as much as possible. So adding photos is also very, very important. So try to add as many photos as possible. You need to add your logos. You need to add a bunch of different kinds of photos. It'll prompt you to like go ahead and like do it. So for now, I'm going to skip it. Profile is almost ready. Click on continue. And there you go. Like I said, verification needed. To finish your free listing, you'll need to verify that you're authorized to manage it. What you'll get with verification allow new customers to find, create promotional posts, track business analytics, respond to customer reviews, and all of these kind of things, right? So as you can see, at this point, it's 80% complete. So just go out there and fill up all the information. So as long as you do that, it's like more than enough, okay? Pretty easy, right? Just type in easy, yes, no. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. I kind of like, skip through a bunch of different things, but it's very easy to do it, okay? So learn how to do it. And like I mentioned, probably one of the easiest services that you can provide to your local businesses through which they can actually start seeing really good business coming through for them, right? Even you can use it for your own business also. If you have like a local business setup, do it for your own business. Strongly recommend you to do it, especially if you're a physical brick and mortar business. And or if you're like a hybrid business also, I strongly recommend. Or if you're a purely online business also, I still recommend you to do it. So regardless of the kind of business you are, please go ahead and set up your GMB as much as possible. It's not going to hurt you. So go out there and do it. Okay, great. Are we all clear up until this point? So local SEO is probably going to be your easiest assignment. Let me just tell you that, right? So it's not like too difficult for you guys. So I think somebody told in the chat before we began this session that the last assignment was quite hectic, quite difficult to do. So, I always try to slot in local SEO in between like difficult assignments, because that way you guys can also go out there and like set up a few things and make sure you actually finish the assignment. So that's the whole idea. Local SEO is pretty simple to do. So set up your Google My Business as much as possible. Strongly recommend that you do it regardless of the kind of business that you are in. So once this is set up, haha, Tejaswini, yes. Why don't you wait and find out? So the next thing that you need to like be focusing on is citations, right? So a local citation is any online mention of the name, address, and phone number for a local business, right? So it can be any mention on any kind of website, and it's often referred to as NAP. Like I told you, it's often referred to as NAP, and it may or may not have a link to your website, right? So how to find and create these citations in the first place? Right? The most important thing that you need to be doing, the most simplest thing that you need to be doing to actually get these citations is make sure you add your business or your client's website for that matter, client's business for that matter, on all of these websites, right? So these are all the business listings out there. So I've already created a list of close to 51 business citation list. So all you need to do is go out there and like set up your, your own website's listing or your client's listing. Okay. Some of them might actually require you to give in your actual phone numbers with an OTP and all of those things. So just skip it. So don't worry about it. But most of the high quality citation business listing is here. Okay, so you don't have to like break your head about it. All you need to do, if nothing, guys, so if you can just like use this to provide citations as a service itself, I'm going even more micro niche within SEO, local SEO, within local SEO citation, right? If you can provide citations as a service, you're pretty much good to go, right? So a lot of people out there providing this service also. So you can also go out there and provide this as a service. So I'm going to continuously give you guys ideas on how you can monetize this newfound skill. Okay, so it's up to you how you would want to like actually implement it. But this is definitely like a pretty lucrative way of like setting up your services for now, right? So this is a good place for you guys to start off setting up your businesses. So the only thing that you need to be making sure, even for the sake of the assignment, is even if you're giving a fake address and phone number, make sure you use the same fake address and fake phone number across all of this website. Okay. So like I told you, when you're creating citations, the most important part of citations is the consistency of your citations, right? Especially when it comes to your address, right? Some people might like jumble up the arrangement of your address and all of those things, or phone numbers also for that matter, right? It's very important that your NAP or business name, address, and phone number is consistent across all the websites. The reason being is like, if it is not consistent, Google will not be able to know that it is your business that particular website or the business listing is talking about. Therefore, it will not count as a citations toward your business. So you wouldn't want that to happen, right? So which is why it is very important that you keep it consistent across any and all platforms that you will be using to create these citations. Just type in consistent in the chat box if that makes sense to you guys. Great. Just Shavik, nobody else. Right? So, great. Thank you very much, guys. So, what we're going to do, okay, what is the most easiest source for you guys to actually figure out where you can get citations from? Do you guys want to take a guess? We have done something like this before. Yes, competitors. Somebody has already done the hard work for you. So apart from this, considering that the niche you're operating in or the industry that you're operating in, there might be other websites also. This is more of a generic kind of list, right? There might be certain websites for certain niches that you may or may not know at all, right? So you need to find out where your competitors have gotten their citations from and therefore reverse engineer from that point of place, right? How do you do it? It's pretty simple. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just look for a dental clinic. Looks like all the dental clinics near my house have done terrible local SEO. But let's look at this. Emerald Dental seems to have like done a pretty good job in terms of getting reviews at least. They've got a 5-star, 164 5-star. Wow, these dentists must be like really, really good, right? So what you need to be doing right now. So what is NAP? Name, address, and phone number, right? So what is a citation? Any mention of NAP is basically a citation, right? So what we're trying to do is trying to look for websites where these things are mentioned. So therefore, assuming that you also might be able to replicate the same things. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to take the address first and see if we can find, any kind of results. Right? I'm just going to put in this first. As you can see, we got about 131 results. So most of them are like Just Dial, NiceLocal.in, AreaWala.com, Instagram page, Facebook page, Practo, Chinhit.com, YouTube, bunch of different places, right? So so you got yourself a good amount of. Okay, so these are only the other things that are there. So as you can see, these are not available in my list. So which means that, or for that matter, Nice Local is also not there. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you might be able to find certain websites in your niche. There might be different niches that you're operating in. So there might be certain websites where you might be able to get an opportunity for you to get an NAP also, right? So another way to look for it, if the address, since especially this address is like quite complicated, so there is a lot of opportunity for discrepancies and not being consistent with their address, right? So since it is so complicated, the way they write it might be very, very different. So what I recommend after doing this is to try and use their phone number, right? And even with the phone number, some people put it with the zero, some people put it with +91, some people will just put it without either zero or +91 and all of those things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in the phone number and just make sure you put it in quotes. Even the address for that matter kind of like filters out the results. So let's see if you can find anything here, right? So as you can see, it kind of like messes up the whole thing. So let's see if by removing this, no results found. Okay. Yeah, there you go. As you can see, this is what I was talking about, being consistent about your phone number, right? So the way you put it in your Google My Business should be the same way you put it everywhere. That way, Google will be able to. Did you guys see? Just type in yes in the chat box. The kind of discrepancy that was there, what was mentioned in your Google My Business page. That's a great example, right? So what is mentioned in the Google My Business page to what was actually I was able to find or not find rather, right? So in this case, when I actually stripped off the zero, taken out the space and all of those things, I was actually able to find all the different places in which this business has been listed, right? So as you can see here, addresspage.com, this is also not part of my list, so you can actually go out there and list your business there. Redapple.in, whoeasy.com, Chinhit we actually saw, Castle Bitcoins, okay. This is like kind of like gone off track now. But anyway, so this is the way I'm just trying to like illustrate the point of how to reverse engineer citation opportunities for you. So this is much more easier than finding out backlinking opportunities. I'm sure you would agree. So that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you here, right? So the idea is very simple. So since citations is nothing but mentions of your name, address, and phone number, so just take out their address, or if the address is too complicated, just use their phone number, and or use both for that matter. If you think that in fact, I would recommend that you do both. to try and find as many citation opportunities as possible and do it for different kinds of businesses. I mean, different businesses in the same niche, right? So one business might have done a better job at like local SEO than another business. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to like collate all of these citation opportunities and give yourself a good amount of citations, right? So there is a few things that you can do. So one of the other important places where you need to be actually using your NAP also is your own website, right? You need to make sure that you're adding the right kind of NAP on your website. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using rank math to do that. So before you do anything with rank math, what you need to be doing is you need to create a contact us page. Okay. So you need to create a page and not a post. So as you can see here, I'm under pages and not under post. So just add a contact us page. It can be a blank page for now. So let's create a contact us page. You can put it on any page, but it's recommended that you put it on your contact us page, right? So just do this, publish it. Right. Go back to rank math. And under rank math, you will be able to see local SEO and knowledge graph. Okay, local SEO and knowledge graph. You should be able to see this. If you don't see this, just make sure you are in under advanced mode here and not in easy mode. So just make sure you're in advanced mode. And local SEO and knowledge graph is part of your rank math SEO Pro. So you'll be able to only do this if you actually have rank math SEO Pro. Otherwise, you won't be able to do it. Right. So click on settings. So as you can see here, you will be able to find all of this information here, right? Local SEO, you'll see here. So you need to fill up all of your information here first. So your name will be your business name. In my case, as product review. Add in your logo if you can. Put in your URL, which is basically your website URL, your email. So let's just say contact and whatever. Phone number 8123. Okay, so do this, and you put in your address also, street address, Fort Main, second floor, right? And here you can choose which page to actually put this on. So click contact page and click on save changes, right? And now we need to copy this short code, go back to pages, right? Let's see if it has actually gone ahead and put in all our information. Okay, it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this page. And just put in this shortcode. This is what is called as a shortcode. It's going to pull all the information that you put in over there. Click on update. Review. There you go. As you can see, your NAP has been updated over here, right? So this is how you actually set up your NAP on your own website also, right? So probably the first place that you need to be updating. So again, you need to make sure that your business name, address, and phone number is the same here on your Google My Business page everywhere. Does this make sense? Pretty simple to do, right? This also is very simple to do. So all you need to do is create a contact us page, use rank math to fill in your information, use the shortcode to paste it on our contact us page, and basically your name, address, and phone number will be updated over there, right? So that is what you need to be doing as part of your assignment also. So just like make sure you pay attention to this. So yeah, and that's pretty much it, guys. That's what local SEO is all about. Like I told you guys, local SEO is probably the easiest part of your entire SEO journey, but it's also very, very important. And the best part is the kind of impact it has on your performance in terms of SEO, or especially for your local physical brick and mortar businesses, it's amazing. So simple things that you can do to actually get traction for local businesses, especially local businesses. Even if it's not a local business, you can still get some traction. So very simple things you can do. Go out there and get some solid results coming in, not just for your own website, for a client's website, or for whatever website that you're operating on. What do you guys thought about local SEO? Let me know in the chat. Valuable, easy, informational. Let me know. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Important, says Shavik. Yeah, it is important. Great, informational. Great. Who is ready for their assignment? Type in me in the chat box if you're ready for the assignment. Great. So the assignment is, obviously, you're going to get back to writing blog posts. So you need to be creating an article of 1,500 plus words, right? Apart from that, you will be setting up your Google My Business listing. Guys, apart from the blog post, everything is super easy. Let me tell you guys, you can do it like in like a day maximum, right? So set up your Google My Business listing. Should be 100% complete. It need not have to be verified, but you need to make sure it is 100% complete with all the information that Google My Business requires you to actually put it. Okay. So after that, I want you to list out at least 10 local SEO competitors, like I just did. You know, do it only for local SEO competitors. List out all of these 10 local SEO competitors. Make sure all of them are unique. Don't repeat and duplicate things and all of those things. And once you do that, find out at least 25 citations opportunities for a website. This is, you're just finding opportunities for your website. You're not actually going and building. But for the building part, use the list that I have given you and create at least 35 citations on any of the website that from the list that I'm giving you. So, and that's all you need to be doing. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put it in the assignment list. I'll probably put it in the document. You need to be doing this also. Create a contact us page. Go to RankMath. Make sure you add all of this information and actually put it out here. Okay. And so I'll be adding in the document. Don't worry about it, guys. And that's pretty much it, guys. So your deadline is 22nd June, Tuesday, 6 p.m. and cashback is 2,500. And all the rules apply as usual. And that's pretty much it, guys. So local SEO, like I told you, is probably one of the easiest session in HIIT SEO. But like I said, it's equally important, and more importantly, uh, uh, the kind of impact it has with minimal amount of work is absolutely amazing. So go out there, try it out, and make sure you understand how local SEO works. Next session, we'll be learning about mobile SEO and voice SEO. A lot of interesting things over there. So things might get a little technical over there also, but don't worry, I don't have to worry about it at all. But yeah, mobile SEO and voice SEO is what we'll be learning in the next session. And after that, we'll be learning about video SEO, and after that, we'll be learning about how to come up with an SEO strategy and plan out things for your journey after HIIT SEO is over, right? So two more things that I would like to let you guys know. And one thing is that how many people would want to write a blog post on my blog? Let me know in the chat box if you guys are interested in writing a blog post on my blog. Okay, fantastic. So for this, I'll give you a backlink, I'll give you promotions, I'll blast it to my entire email list and all of those kind of things, right? You'll get all of those benefits. But I'm not going to accept everybody's blog post or everybody's guest post. You have to give me a solid pitch. Okay. Give me a solid pitch. And then I will choose whoever has given me a nice pitch. I will give the topic for you to write after I feel that, okay, this pitch is solid. I want it to be about SEO and content marketing and digital marketing. I will be giving you the topics to be writing about. Okay. So, and then you can go ahead and write whatever I need to be written. Okay. So, but before that, I'm not going to give all of you guys an opportunity to do this. Only a few people, I'll give you guys an opportunity to actually go out there and write your guest post. and I will give you a do follow backlink from my website to your website. Okay. So if you want this to happen, send me an email at hello@sanjayshinoy.com. Give me a pitch. It can be a generic pitch. You can like make it funny. You can make it interesting. You can make it unique. You know, use this as a practice pad for you to actually go out there and pitch to other guest blog owners and all of those things, right? So you can do it right now if you want to. You can do it tomorrow if you want to. The sooner you do it, the more chances that you have. And if I find your guest blog pitch interesting, I'm going to accept it and then send you across the topic that you need to be writing around. And then you can write your content around that, and then let me know, and I'm going to publish it on my blog and give you guys a backlink. That is the number one first announcement that I would like to give you guys. Number two, how many people would like to get on a call with me for 1 whole hour and discuss everything about SEO, digital marketing for your business, for your career, and all of these kind of things? How many people would be interested in doing that? Okay, fantastic. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be like, I'm going to all this also, I'm not going to be opening it for everybody. This is only for a limited number of people. I usually do this for 10,000 rupees plus, but since you guys are HIT SEO guys, I'm going to do it for like much, much lesser. So let me just like share the link with you guys. Where did it go? So one whole 60 minutes one-on-one consultation. Anyway, I'll be sending you guys. Okay, just give me 1 minute, guys. I'll just send you guys the link. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry about that. All right. So you can choose any date you want. Once you make the payment, you will be redirected to a calendar link. So you can just go there and choose any dates you want. And I'm going to be taking only 10 people for this consultation. You can do the consultation. You can talk about SEO. You can talk about digital marketing in general. If you're running a business, I can give you a quick consultation for that. Or if you want to plan out your career with me, I can help you with that also. So anything, so the link is in the chat. So this is only for the first 10 people that is going to come in. I'm just going to take in 10 people. So the actual price for this is 9,999, but for HIT SEO guys, I'm just giving it for 3,999. So if you want to book a session, just use the link in the chat box and book yourself a session, and we can get on a call and dish it out and see how I can help you with your SEO, with your digital marketing, pretty much anything related to digital marketing, your career, all of those kind of things. Yes, Harsh will also be discussing about video SEO, which is basically YouTube SEO. I'm planning to do that as the last session. So yes, we'll be doing about YouTube SEO. Don't worry about it. Great. So let me do quick Q&A. Yes, Jyotirmay, you will be getting your content marketing course also. You must have gotten it already. You haven't? Yeah, you got it. I've already given access to the content marketing course. Check your email. Actually, sixth assignment, like I said, will probably be done by tomorrow. So don't worry about it. you'll be getting your sixth assignment cashback ASAP, and you should be getting it by tomorrow. Thanks. All right, let's do some Q&A. Yes, Shrija, you can talk about freelancing also in your consultation call. You can like talk about freelancing, SEO, anything that you want to. Digital marketing. I mean, not anything, something related to digital marketing, your career, your business, what you want to do, and all of those kind of things. No, no, no. 2-day workshop is not the content marketing program. Maybe I'm not giving you guys access. I'll give it to you. Don't worry about it. I'll give you access to content marketing mastery course. Okay. So don't worry. Thanks for letting me know, Jyotirmay. Okay, let's do some Q&A. Just dial listing number of reviews. Does it matter? Not really. I mean, within the Just Dial platform, it might matter, but outside of the Just Dial platform, if you're asking, does it matter for local SEO? No, it doesn't. But within the Just Dial platform, it might, but not for anything else. Is the letter that you mentioned in GMB mandatory? How can I get it? I've not got any such letter. I've been using GMB since 2+ years. How do I check if I'm verified or not? So as I showed you in my GMB that I just set up, I don't know if I can, yeah. So let me just like share my screen again. So as you can see here, if it's not verified, it's going to show like this, right? Verification needed. If it's you are not able to see this, it means that it has been verified. And for you to verify it, I don't know how they're going to do it right now. So probably now you can check it out and try doing it because probably because of COVID, this is my guess. I'm not too sure about it. Probably because of COVID, they are actually doing this verification over phone and email, so you can get your business verified probably. So just go ahead and do it. While creating profiles on other websites, what name should we mention? The actual business name only, or should I mention the keywords too? Actual business name. Like I said, Srija, your NAP is very, very important. Okay. Your business name, business address, business phone number, right? The way you're going to be mentioning it in your Google My Business profile, just make sure you mention it the same way everywhere. Okay. How to do local SEO for real estate when you have multiple sites and different keywords based on location. Does Rank Math has the option for multiple listing? Rank Math doesn't have it. Let me show it to you. Okay, how do I go back to my this thing? But you can add a new location. Oh, where can I see it? Okay. Anyway, I'm not able to see it here, but you can add multiple locations within your Google My Business profile. So if you have multiple locations, you can go out there and do it. Okay. So you can do that within Google My Business itself. Same question, same answer. You can rank in 2 different cities. You can add multiple locations. But having said that, you have to verify both the locations. So yes. You can use fake address and phone number search. That's not a problem. I already have a contact us page of my business website where I've linked that website. Is it okay if I do not change the website to the current website where I didn't quite get your question, Harsh, to be very honest. If you can like repeat your question in a more articulate manner, that will really help. I don't have any office or city address. Basically, I'm living in a village area. So what would be your suggestion? So if you want to get your business listing actually verified, you can use your home address also. It need not have to be an office or anything or city address. It doesn't matter city, whatever. Wherever you are, you can verify your this thing also. So that doesn't matter at all, right? So you can go out there and like if you want to. If you don't want to, for the sake of this assignment, you can just use any kind of random address and then just go ahead and like put it. Where are you from, Razin, if you don't mind me asking? Will you cover site audit? Yes, sir. We will be covering site audit in the last session. Sorry, the last but one session, ninth session. I belong to a remote location. Suppose my client is 500 kilometers away, then how can I serve him as a local SEO service provider to show him the traction? Doesn't matter where you are, you need to optimize his business for his location. That's what matters, right? So as long as you're able to do that, doesn't matter where you're located, right? You can do GMB for someone living in the US also. So it doesn't matter where you are, as long as if you're optimizing it for a client, just make sure you are doing all the things that we have mentioned already. So as long as you can do that, you're good to go. Just use random information, guys. Just fill up all the information is what I'm saying. So as long as you do that, it's fine. Tanjavur, oh nice. Tanjavur is not a village, if I'm not wrong. Yashpal, I am writing blogs for my commercial website. Is it possible to post the same blogs on my personal blogs without affecting copywriting issues? Because I wish to promote my personal blog as a content writing portfolio to show clients. Okay, I'll open it up for the rest of the people here. What do you guys think is the answer for this question from Yashpal? Do you think that Yashpal can actually, yeah, Tejaswini got it, so did Shrija, so did everyone, right? So you cannot use the same content on another website. If you want to use it as a content writing portfolio to show it to your website clients and all of those things, you can do two things, right? One is you can actually show your commercial website's blog itself and tell them that, hey, this is what I have written, right? Or number two, put it on your personal blog, but make sure you check the no index option, right? To make sure it's not getting indexed from Google so that it's protected, and then you can like show it to your client. So either of these two things you can do, but the first option is much more easier, right? Just send them the link to the same thing. Why do you want to like, put it again to on your blog? What could be the price point for advanced SEO and local SEO alone? So we'll be discussing this in session 9. Apart from doing site audit, apart from doing strategy and all of those things, I will actually be showing you how to price your SEO services. How many people would like to know that? How many people would like to understand how to price your SEO services? Because I feel that that is a very big problem, pain point for a lot of people out there. I have a slightly different approach, like always, but I truly believe that approach works really well. In fact, I don't know if Jackson is here around today. So Jackson actually went ahead and used that approach and got himself a couple of clients. And I told him, I tell everyone to make sure that you use that approach because the kind of approach I see in most SEO guys out there is absolutely wrong. So I'll be showing you guys how to arrive at a price point for providing your SEO service. In fact, you can use that approach for any services that you provide. So, but it's especially useful. It's much more easier to arrive at that price point using this approach for SEO. So we'll be talking more about that in detail in session number 9. So please hold on to that, Sridhar. Oh, I'm not going to even try pronouncing that, Razin. So Tanjavur it is. Can we change the NAP details after GMB is verified? Yes, you can, but it's going to be a nightmare for you to go around and changing it across all the citations, right? So that's going to be very, very difficult. So NAP details can be changed in your GMB after it's verified also, because it does happen, right? So many times you go out there and like you change your office location or whatever it is, you can change it. But from a citation perspective, it's going to be a nightmare. Okay, don't do anything on your existing websites, Harsh. This whatever we are doing using your website for HIT SEO, do everything on that. Okay. Set everything up from scratch, please. Do everything from scratch. Don't do it for our existing website. If that was what your question was. Oh, very difficult to know. You need to like reach out to Google itself. Location quality basis. I don't know what it means actually, to be very honest. I have a website for tech and gadget reviews, no physical store. So is it mandatory for my website to get into GMB? It's not mandatory for you to get your website into GMB. Like I told you guys, even if it is purely online, like in your case, it's just purely online, right? It doesn't hurt for you to have a GMB profile. So might as well go out there and set up a GMB profile. Takes you about half an hour, 1 hour to actually go out there and do it. Might as well do it. So yeah, thanks Vijay. Thank you for booking the consultation call. Really looking forward to like talk to you. So yeah, let's meet on 25th of June. Thank you. Oh, you want, okay. Shavik is asking if my town does not have the opportunity to explore local SEO as a service provider, then what should I mention the address to serve the clients from tier one cities so that they can find my service offerings? I'm going to open it up for the rest of the people here. What do you guys think that Shavik should be doing here? So it's an interesting problem. So what Shavik is trying to tell is that Shavik lives in a very remote location, but he wants to rank for, he wants to provide local SEO services and he wants people or businesses in tier one cities to find him. So what do you guys think should Shavik be doing? Okay, verify address in tier one cities. Okay, find a local address, virtual address, interesting solution. So Shavik, those are very interesting solutions, by the way. If you can do something like that, say for example, you can get yourself a virtual address. That's a very valid option. A lot of people provide you what is called as a forwarding address, right? You can get yourself a forwarding address, and you need to pay a little bit of amount of money for that. But you can get yourself a forwarding address and get yourself a verified location in a tier one city and rank for your local SEO over there. Or you use your so like I told you, since you are going to be a service provider, how does it matter? How does it matter where you are, right? Your location it does not matter. Your client's location does not matter, right? So what you should be ideally be focusing on is your regular organic SEO, so that you rank for say keywords like local SEO service provider or something like that. I'm just giving you. You need to do your keyword research, obviously, right? So you need to be ranking for that, getting customers from all across India, regardless of where you are from. You get clients, you convert them, and provide your services to them. Right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everyone else also? Should we just have to collect NAPs? You don't collect NAPs. You get NAPs from different websites. You build NAPs from different websites also. What if I want to rank somewhere in Chennai as a local SEO? Okay, Razin, I think you had a similar question, and I think I have answered that question for you guys. So yeah, that's the same thing. That's the same approach that you would take. But again, if you want to rank for local SEO, let's assume that there is a situation where you are not in a particular city, but you want to rank for a particular keyword in a particular city. What you can do is you can use like a forwarding address. There are plenty of service providers that give you with forwarding addresses. Get yourself a forwarding address and then you know, rank for that particular address. Arvind, just send me an email. I'll see what I can do about it. I need to take a look at it, but send me an email and let me see what I can do about it. Okay. What are the steps of local SEO? Are you serious? Just did an entire session on that on Saturday. How long we should provide it to a client? Uh, as long as you can get the results for, right? Like the completely depends on how long it might take you to get results, right? So that's what matters the most. If you can provide them results in a month, provide it for a month. If you think that it's more competitive and you need more time, same thing with SEO, right? How can you say that I need to provide SEO for this business for 3 months? You can't say it. It may take you 3 months, it might take you 6 months, it might take you 9 months, it can take you 12 months, whatever it is. Yeah, you can list multiple businesses. I just showed you how to do it. You can definitely do that. All right, with that, I think I've answered all the questions. Thank you very much. And yeah, just one more question just came in. Shavik, I just told you, man, session number 9, we'll be talking about how to come up with pricing or charging for your, local SEO provider. Okay, interesting question. How to measure the performance results of citations? There are actually certain tools that actually provide you this, exactly like how Airchefs provide you information about backlinks. There are certain websites that provide you information about where and all you've gotten your citation from. The simplest thing that you can do is just like how I reverse engineer or competitors' citations. You can do the same for your own listing. So yeah, just do that and you should be like good to go. So anyway, thank you so much. And I'll be seeing you guys next week, wherein we'll be discussing about mobile SEO and voice SEO, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you so much, guys, and super glad to be back. And I know a little bit of low energy from everybody, but including me, most importantly. But we'll get back to that high energy sessions from next week onwards, and a lot of more interesting things coming your way for the remaining few sessions. So thank you very much for understanding for the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate everybody's care, and everybody reached out to me on WhatsApp, email, and all of those things. Thank you so much for your understanding. Very honestly, really appreciate it. But yes, we'll be meeting again next Tuesday at 8 p.m. So see you there. Bye bye. Take care, and I see you later, alligator. Bye bye. Good night.